So my phone has decided it doesn't want to shoot video anymore. So I'm going to attempt to show you my bookshelf with my laptop. All right, so far so good. Everyone say hi to Victor Frankenstein. So this is my bookshelf on which I put a lot of books. Actually, it's funny because I just got this in January, and I have already filled it with all of the books, and I need another one. I had hitherto kept my books in my closet, which is not an acceptable place for books. Nice place for shoes, not so much the books. As far as what I like to read, mostly what I read is horror. I read a lot of YA, apparently, so I selected a couple of books to talk about. And by a couple, I mean there's like 5, because I read a lot. But I think I have a good mix of genres and age levels. So the first book I have is, hello Kristen, is The Coldest Girl in Cold Town. I know a lot of people are super over vampire books and the vampire genre. I have loved vampires since I was like 5. This book, it totally harkens back to Anne Rice and Interview with the Vampire and all of those really gritty, hardcore vampire books. It's kind of creepy, and I kind of love it. Basically, a virus, the vampire virus, starts overtaking people, spread by one individual, and those who are infected go through a period of being cold, where they start craving blood, and they start going mad, and they start going through all of the... Sorry, my sister is home, and she's screaming like a banshee. They start going through all of these changes, and if they drink human blood, they become a vampire. If they can wait out the infection period, they might regain their humanity. It's a pretty cool concept. It was a great book. It was one of those, I definitely had book hangover after I finished it. And I just wanted it to go on forever, but sadly, it did not. But it's good. So if you like vampires, check out The Coldest Girl in Cold Town. Let's see, what else do I have? Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. This is one of the, I don't know, it was just so good. It was so good. It's a short thriller. I think this was Flynn's debut novel. So stinking good. Like, I don't even think I can talk about it without spoiling it. But essentially, this journalist goes back to her hometown where a whole bunch of bad shit happened to investigate the series of murders that's going on. And all of the young victims are girls that Camille, the main character, identifies with in one way or another. And it's just like, it was just so good. I really enjoyed this one. I didn't enjoy Dark Places as much. I don't think it was as strong, and I haven't read Gone Girl. And I know that's the big thing this year with it being made into a movie. But I do have it. It's on my shelf. I will get to it eventually. I also love books about science because I am a huge nerd. So The Disappearing Spoon I actually read a couple of years ago. It's a surprisingly funny read. The subtitle is The Disappearing Spoon and Other True Tales of Madness, Love, and the History of the World from the Periodic Table of the Elements. Scientists of Humor. The namesake comes from, I believe it's barium. It's a metal that holds its consistency at room temperature but melts when it gets hotter. So they would make metal spoons out of this substance and put them in tea. And so when you went to stir the tea, the spoon would disappear because it would be dissolved into the hot liquid. Scientists. Practical jokers. Who knew? I'm trying to decide what to talk about next. Unfortunately, the one I would love to talk about, I don't have because I pre-ordered it and it is not yet here. But I'm really looking forward to reading my friend Delilah's new young adult book, Servants of the Storm. Demons, Savannah. It's like 4 hours away from my hometown. Delilah's just a great writer. I can't say enough good things about her. And you guys will get to go to her launch party with me on Saturday. So get excited. Since I don't have that one, I would like to mention Something Strange and Deadly. I fell in love with this series so hard. It's pretty much a zombie novel, but it's zombies set in Philadelphia, and Eleanor is super sassy and a delightful heroine. And it was just a really refreshing read. I thought it was great character building, great scene building. I loved it. And the last book in the series, if you are a person who will not pick up a series if it is not completed, let me tell you, the last book is out. I suggest picking this up. It's Something Strange and Deadly, A Darkness Strange and Lovely, and Strange and Ever After. I have not started reading the third one yet because I'm kind of torn between being really excited about it and also wanting to cry because I don't want it to be over. And last but not least, because I know this is a giant video, I already know. And last but not least is Chris Grimley's retelling of Frankenstein. Frankenstein is one of my favorite books of all time. It is endlessly tragic and sad and heart-wrenching and beautiful, and it makes me cry every time because Victor starts out so hopeful and with such good intentions, and everything just goes to hell. And then it gets worse. And then it gets even worse. So the fact that I get to enjoy Mary Shelley's words with Chris Grimley's art, stellar. And of course, if you watched my introduction video, I mentioned making a dress based off this book. It's this one. Huge undertaking, I know. But it's coming out beautifully. We finished the skirt the other day. I still need to make the top and the jacket and the vest, all of which are fairly easy to do. I just have to do it before DragonCon, which means I have like 3 weeks. So you will probably be getting videos as I sit on the floor of my friend's apartment, frantically sewing and pinning pattern pieces. That is it for all of my favorite books. If you have read any of these, I would love to know what you think. If you have any book recommendations for me, I will gladly take them. God knows I have a shelf to fill. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry I missed uploading it on the actual day 4, but I have worked 8 days in a row and I am exhausted. And filming just wasn't going to happen. So, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope everyone has a great night, and I will see you tomorrow.